Yo, what is up, YouTube? We are back at it again. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about why most people will never be truly happy. Now, they might be content, they might have some form of happiness, right? They have children, they get to see them grow up, they have a good friends, family, things like that. They eat some good food sometimes. But today I'm going to talk to you why most people will not actually be happy. And when I'm talking about happiness is more like euphoria, basically, because technically the way humans are supposed to be living, we're supposed to be in a euphoric state pretty much at all times. So for one, the reason why most people will not be happy, and I've talked about this in other videos, is because most people are malnourished. If you are malnourished, you are not healthy, right? So in order to be a happy, healthy human, you have to eat proper nutrition. Now, we are carnivorous beings, even though we are told that we are omnivores. We actually have a digestive tract that's in between that of a cat and a dog. So we're not as carnivorous technically as a cat, but we are more carnivorous than dogs. And what do dogs eat in nature, and where do they come from? They're like, for example, wolves, right? So they eat mostly raw meat. So if we are actually more carnivorous than that, then I think you understand what the point that I'm getting at. So we have high pH level of acidity in our stomach. That's also representative of a carnivore. And yeah, so most people, if you look at it, especially if we're talking about the standard American diet, I would say is about 80% plants. So you have, you got peanuts, peanut butter, you got bread for your sandwiches, you got, I guess you can say meat, but deli meat. I mean, is that really meat, right? You got a bunch of preservatives and things like that in there. You got McDonald's, you got pizza, you got milkshakes. So you get some cream from the ice cream, maybe. I mean, hopefully it's made with at least a little bit of milk. You get milk in your cereal, but the cereal has herbicides and pesticides covered all over it. You also get a lot of the fake vitamins and minerals and these fortified foods, which are extremely toxic for your body as well too. It's unnatural, obviously. It's some leftover extracted vitamins or minerals that have the same or have somewhat similar looking structures to that of actual vitamins, right? But how would you, I don't even know how they even observe that anyways. But yeah, so we eat a bunch of preservatives, fake food, especially in America. This is why when you come to America, I don't know if some of you guys maybe live in Asia or whatever. I've traveled to, I think, like 12 countries now. But yeah, the issue when it comes to the West, particularly in America, there are a lot more obese people. I think you guys have seen studies like this. A lot of this comes from the food that we're given, or well, that we choose to eat all the time, and it's a cultural thing, because once you start eating terribly, right, you just kind of continue that cycle, and just your kids eat terrible, then your grandkids eat terrible, chocolate, cereals, SpaghettiOs, microwave food, right, things like this. Yeah, so I think it kind of becomes like a cultural thing. And when most of your food in your society that's like around you is terrible, you have fast food everywhere, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Round Table, things like this, right? You kind of just like get in this cycle of like eating what's convenient and around you and available, right? So I think that's probably the biggest issue that I would say about being American, is that pretty much all of the options that we have are terrible. And even if you do get good options like meat, for example, organ meats, even finding the best quality is not easy. And then if you do find the best quality, like eggs too, a lot of eggs are extremely toxic for you and terrible, very, very bad quality. Even if you go to somewhere like Sprouts, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, things like this, they will still be pretty much all bad, because the birds are poked a lot with certain poke things, and they're given like all type of antibiotics and things like this, and that just makes the eggs, it's like concentrated in the eggs because it's like all fat and stuff like this too. So yes, the that's the main reason why you're not going to be happy. And I wanted to make a point about, like, in Asia, a lot of people are way skinnier. I've been to Japan, South Korea, there's a little bit kind of chubby people, but yeah, Japan, there are like people like that, but there's a lot of like slim people too. especially if you're talking about the women. And then, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say all over Asia they necessarily eat healthy, because there are a lot of places that they don't eat healthy, but the obesity rate, I mean, you've seen studies all the time. It's really bad. I think it's like 60-70% in America of American adults are obese. And that's like ridiculous, right? So yes, you are unhealthy, so you will never be happy because you are unhealthy. And now, number two, the second reason why most people will never be happy is because, like I said in my previous video, is about their relationships and sleeping around all the time and bouncing from one person to the other. You're not going to have a true happiness if you can't trust your partner, basically, right? Because you've shared yourself and them with everyone else, right? So how can you actually have a good functioning relationship? It's always technically going to be in the back of your head. No one actually truly wants to share their partner with anyone else. Why would they? That's just doesn't make any sense. Weird. But then again, this also kind of comes from the mental health issues from eating terrible food. Grain sludge, like pizza, breads, they're made from grain. They're just literally like sludge, chocolate, like seed. They're all like seed sludge, right? Which seeds are extremely terrible for you, but a lot of our foods have it. Seed oils, clogging up your arteries, destroying your arteries, the inside of your body, right? So yes, yeah. Also, another reason why you will never be happy, or most people will never be happy, especially in this modern society and this modern system, is because we live in a modern society and system. You have technology and all these other things around you that are not going to make you healthy, and they're never going to fulfill you. Like a car, for example, you buy a nicer car. I think I saw before, or heard someone talking about, a couple people, about studies where having a car will make you, like, let's say not having a car versus having a car, especially in America, will make you like 70% happier or 80% happier, whereas having like a really nice car versus like a Toyota Camry or something like that, which I think is a nice car still, especially like the newer models and stuff like that. But let's say you go from like, I don't know, 2005 Toyota Camry, and you go and get a nice new Lambo or Hummer or whatever. So I don't even know what a nice car is. Some Lambo or something like that. Your percent increase of happiness is only going to be so much more. Like maybe say like 5-10%. And even then, like, how can a piece of metal make you happy in the natural world? Like, it's not going to make you that much happier, right? This is the point that I'm making. So there's like, it's like lessened returns, right? So having like shelter and, you know, access to water or whatever, things like this, just basic things that you need, and then good food, right? Those are what's going to make you happy. But like getting higher levels of that, unless you get like way better quality food, that's going to obviously make your life a lot better. But yeah, so I guess this kind of leads into the next point about like materialism. Is also another reason why most people aren't happy in life, is because they're chasing things that are not natural, right? And they're chasing material things. They're chasing items, for example, like I said earlier, like a car. A car is not going to make you happy. It's a piece of metal, right? Having a good relationship with your significant other, your wife, whatever, and having children with them, especially earlier on in life, and having lots of children, is what's going to make you happy. That's a physical thing. That's a person-to-person thing. That's an emotional thing, right? That's a connection. You have no connection to a car. Like, sorry, but yeah, having a better car isn't going to really do anything for you, and it's a depreciating asset. Also, talking about if we want to go like down the investment route, but yeah, it just doesn't make sense. I view a car as a tool. It's a tool to get you from one place to the other, especially here in America. Our public transportation system's pretty dog shit, but America is also like more spread out and big. It's a lot bigger and different than other countries. So typically you're gonna need a car. We don't have as good of like, for example, like Japan, they have like an extensive, you know, subway system and stuff like that, or whatever transit system. So yeah, so that's pretty much the reasons why most people will never be happy. Oh, sorry, I had one more thing. Most people will also never be happy because in this modern system and society, we do not have the ability to do what we want, basically, right? So for example, most people are bound by laws, social constructs, made up morals, things that they've been taught their whole life, indoctrinated by, right? So a truly happy human being pretty much does whatever they want to, whenever they want to. And if you aren't able to do that, the reason why you're unhappy is because you're an enslaved human being. You're not, you're enslaved. You're not actually free to do whatever you want. But a happy, healthy human being can pretty much do whatever they want, whenever they want. Now, obviously, there's going to be some restrictions, like you can't fly, right? I mean, biological restrictions, but like, let's say you wanted to go hunt down a deer and you wanted to get the fresh kill and you wanted to eat it all right there in that moment. Well, you can't do that because there's regulations and laws that prevent you from being able to do that, and you can get fined, sent to jail, etc., right? Other things too, we're not going to go into detail about this, but yeah, the average modern human experience is the life of essentially being enslaved, right? Being a slave. Trying to think, also, most people don't get out and interact with nature enough as well too, which is another huge issue, and that's also another reason why you will never be happy. Oh yeah, I mentioned earlier about having a bunch of kids too. That's another reason a lot of people are restricted to the amount of kids that they can have, because once again, we live in a modern society and we have certain restrictions and costs that are required. Like for example, I guess I could probably talk about this in another video, but I was gonna make a video about like utility prices, and like utilities are theft essentially. Yeah, because everything around you, you should be able to access. I mean, this is all this wilderness is free, right? Like all of this is free. But anyways, we got someone coming this way now. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching this video, and thank you for supporting me on the channel. If you guys could like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. And I will see all of you in the next video. Peace.